Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of U.S. state quarter dollar coins, as some of these coins are rare and can make you rich overnight. In this video, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today, we're diving deep into a truly fascinating piece from the early days of the legendary 50 state quarters program, the 1999 Connecticut State Quarter. Now, this coin may seem like just another quarter in your pocket, but don't be fooled. Some of these Connecticut quarters hold secrets that could turn them into high-value collectibles. So get comfortable, listen closely, and stick around to the very end, because you're going to want to know just how much one of these quarters could be worth. Let's start with a little background. The Connecticut State Quarter was the fifth coin released in the 50 State Quarters program, launched by the U.S. Mint in 1999. This was the final release for the program's inaugural year, and it certainly ended the year on a high note. The reverse of the coin features the iconic charter oak tree, an enduring symbol of American independence and resistance. According to legend, in the late 1600s, Connecticut's royal charter was hidden in the hollow of this very tree to protect it from being confiscated by the British governor. That makes this coin more than just currency. It's a miniature monument to American defiance and self-governance. Now, fast forward to today. While millions of these coins were produced and widely circulated, some Connecticut quarters have become incredibly valuable. How is that possible? The answer lies in three things: condition, rarity, and errors. And when all three align, that humble-looking 25-cent piece could be worth a small fortune. First, let's talk about condition. Most quarters that have been in circulation for years are going to show their age, scratches, fading, worn edges. But some Connecticut quarters manage to escape the wear and tear of everyday use. These are known as uncirculated coins, and they maintain their original mint luster and sharp design details. Collectors are always searching for coins in near-perfect condition, and an uncirculated Connecticut quarter from 1999, especially one graded by a professional service, can already fetch a decent price. But condition is just the beginning. What really excites collectors are minting errors, the rare and unintentional mistakes that occur during the coin production process. These flaws make a coin stand out from the millions of others just like it, and that uniqueness is where the value skyrockets. Now let's explore some of the errors that have been reported with the 1999 Connecticut State Quarter. One of the most famous is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't properly aligned during minting, causing the design to appear shifted or partially cut off. The more extreme the misalignment, the more valuable the coin becomes. Another highly prized error is the double die. This is when the coin's design is struck more than once by the die, causing parts of the image or lettering to look doubled or blurry. Imagine looking at the tree's intricate branches and seeing them appear twice. It's subtle, but to a trained eye, it's like spotting gold. Some Connecticut quarters have even shown what's called a clad layer missing error. U.S. quarters are made of a sandwich of metals, copper, and nickel. When one of the outer layers is missing, the coin may appear reddish or duller than usual, and the exposed core metal gives it a totally different look. That kind of minting error is not only visually striking, but also incredibly rare. And then there are proof coins. These aren't errors, but rather specially made coins produced for collectors. Proofs are struck using specially polished dies and are known for their mirror-like surfaces and razor-sharp details. If you happen to find a Connecticut State Quarter that's a proof coin in perfect condition, especially one from a silver proof set, it can be worth significantly more than its regular counterpart. So, how do you know if you're holding one of these rare gems? First, check the condition. If your coin looks unusually sharp and shiny, it might be uncirculated or even a proof. Next, inspect it under good lighting or a magnifying glass. Look closely at the lettering and design. Do you see any doubling? Are parts of the design missing or off-center? Does the surface color look different than a normal quarter? These are all signs you may have something special. Now here comes the moment you've been waiting for. You might be wondering, how much could one of these rare and error-filled 1999 Connecticut quarters actually be worth? Well, depending on the type of error, the coin's condition, and its rarity. A select few of these coins have sold for jaw-dropping amounts. And the most exceptional examples, those with significant minting errors and flawless, uncirculated condition, have reached prices as high as $79,000. Yes, you heard that right. $79,000 for a single quarter that was once part of everyday pocket change. It just goes to show that treasures truly can be hiding in plain sight. So, the next time you go through your change or you're flipping through your old coin collection, don't overlook the 1999 Connecticut State Quarter. Take a second look. It might just be your lucky day. Top 2, we're talking about the 2015 Saratoga National Historical Park Quarter. Yes, a 25-cent piece that might just change the way you look at your spare change forever. At first glance, it might look like just another coin in the America the Beautiful Quarter series, but the Saratoga Quarter is far more than meets the eye. This coin marks one of the most significant turning points in the Revolutionary War, the surrender of British General John Burgoyne to American forces in 1777. The design is striking. It features a close-up of the moment General Burgoyne hands his sword to General Horatio Gates, symbolizing the beginning of a new era and a critical American victory that helped secure French support during the war. It's an incredibly powerful image, two hands, one offering a sword, the other receiving it. It's more than just metal. It's a miniature monument to American resilience and strategy. But beyond the historical value, what makes this coin so intriguing to collectors and investors alike is the rarity and the hidden minting errors that can turn this humble quarter into a small fortune. Now, let's break it down. The Saratoga Quarter was released in 2015 as part of the America the Beautiful series, which ran from 2010 to 2021. Each year, 5 different designs were released, each honoring a national park or historical site. Millions of these quarters were produced by the U.S. Mint across its facilities, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. While most of these coins ended up in circulation, a select few managed to dodge the daily wear and tear and remain in uncirculated, pristine condition. That alone can make them more valuable, but there's more. Collectors are always on the lookout for minting errors. These are the true wild cards in the coin world, the happy accidents that make a coin one of a kind. And guess what? The 2015 Saratoga Quarter has a few well-documented errors that have sent its value soaring in the collector's market. Let's start with one of the most exciting, the double die error. This happens when the coin's design is struck twice, but slightly misaligned, leading to a doubling effect, especially visible on the lettering or finer design elements like the sword hilt or the folds in the uniforms. If you've got a sharp eye, spotting this doubling can mean the difference between a quarter and a collectible worth hundreds or even thousands. Another rare error involves the misaligned die strike, where the front and back of the coin aren't perfectly aligned. The result? A coin with a design that's slightly off-center or even visibly distorted. These are extremely popular among collectors because they're instantly recognizable and hard to come by. And then there's the clad layer error, when one of the coin's outer layers separates or is missing entirely, exposing the copper core. This gives the quarter a very distinct look and feel, and coins with this error are rare and sought after. Even more rare are coins that combine multiple errors. Imagine a double die Saratoga Quarter that also has a misaligned strike or a missing clad layer. These kinds of combinations are like winning the lottery in the world of coin collecting. And yes, they exist. Another factor that can massively increase the coin's value is where it was minted. For example, coins with an S mint mark were produced in San Francisco and are often proof coins, specially struck with polished dies and handled carefully to maintain flawless surfaces. These proof coins were made in smaller quantities and sold directly to collectors, not intended for general circulation. A proof Saratoga Quarter in perfect condition is already valuable, but if it also features an error, it's in a whole different league. Now, let's talk about the big picture. If you've got a regular, circulated 2015 Saratoga Quarter, it's worth 25 cents, maybe a little more if it's in very nice shape. But if you happen to stumble upon one of these rare error coins, especially in uncirculated or proof condition, the value shoots up. Coin grading services like PCGS and NGC have documented high-grade error Saratoga Quarters that fetch thousands of dollars at auction. So, here's the golden question. What's the highest known value for a 2015 Saratoga Quarter with a rare error in mint condition? Well, hold on to your coin flips, because a flawless, high-grade Saratoga Quarter with a dramatic mint error has sold for a staggering $76,000. Yes, that's right, $76,000 for a single quarter. That's the kind of treasure that could be sitting unnoticed in a coin jar, an old drawer, or a forgotten folder in someone's collection. This is why it pays to take a closer look at your change, your coin rolls, and especially those state and park quarters you might have collected years ago and forgotten about. The 2015 Saratoga Quarter is proof that history and value can fit right in the palm of your hand. It's a powerful reminder that even the smallest objects can hold incredible stories and sometimes incredible worth. Top 3, we're zooming in on a coin that might seem simple on the surface but has become one of the most fascinating and surprisingly valuable pieces from the 50 State Quarters series. We're talking about none other than the 2007 Wyoming State Quarter. Now, if you're a coin enthusiast or just someone who enjoys hunting for rare finds, you'll want to pay very close attention. This coin hides a few secrets that could make it worth far more than 25 cents. In fact, one special version of this coin has sold for tens of thousands of dollars, and you'll find out exactly how much at the end of this video. Let's kick things off with the story behind this coin. Released in 2007, the Wyoming State Quarter was the 44th coin released as part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program. Each state in this series was given a chance to highlight its heritage, culture, or defining features, and Wyoming didn't disappoint. The design features the image of a cowboy riding a bucking bronco, a nod to the state's Wild West roots and its proud cowboy culture. Beneath the rider is the state motto, the Equality State, referencing Wyoming's progressive history of being the first U.S. state to grant women the right to vote. It's a beautiful blend of symbolism, tradition, and raw frontier spirit. Now, you might be thinking, I've seen that coin before. It's everywhere. And yes, millions of Wyoming quarters were minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver facilities. But here's where things start to get interesting. While the standard version of the Wyoming quarter is common, there are rare versions out there that contain minting errors or unusual features that drive collectors absolutely wild. And those are the coins that can be worth a fortune. Let's talk about condition first. Like all coins, the condition of your Wyoming quarter is crucial. Coins that have been circulated, used in everyday transactions, are typically worn down, scratched, and less valuable. But if you happen to have a Wyoming quarter in uncirculated or mint condition, especially one graded MS 65 or higher by a professional grading service, its value jumps significantly. Why? Because high-grade coins are far rarer and in much higher demand by serious collectors. But the real treasure lies in error coins. These are coins that have been misstruck or contain anomalies due to a mistake at the U.S. Mint. The Wyoming quarter has some truly bizarre and fascinating errors that can send its value soaring. One of the most talked about errors is the missing leg error. Yes, you heard that right. Some Wyoming quarters were released with what looks like the horse or the rider's leg partially or completely missing from the design. This error is typically caused by a filled die, where grease or debris blocks part of the design from striking the coin. The result? A highly unusual and visually obvious flaw that collectors go crazy for. If you find a Wyoming quarter where the horse or cowboy seems incomplete, don't spend it. You could be holding a valuable misprint. Another known issue is the double die error, where the design elements appear duplicated or shadowed. This can happen on the lettering, the rider, or even parts of the horse. These coins are extremely desirable because they are visibly different from the norm, and when verified by a reputable grading service, they can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. There are also reports of off-center strikes, die cracks, and even coins struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they were minted on metal blanks intended for other denominations. These rare instances make the coin an instant collector's item and can push its value into the five-figure range depending on the severity and uniqueness of the error. Now here's where it gets even better. Some of these error coins, especially those that are in pristine condition and feature dramatic misprints, have become legends in the numismatic community. Imagine finding one of these in your collection, flipping it over, and realizing that it's not just another coin, but a true collectible with historical value and rarity that very few others possess. And then there are the proof versions. Specially minted coins made for collectors, not circulation. If you have a 2007 Wyoming State Quarter from a proof set, particularly a silver proof set, and it's been kept in excellent condition, it already holds added value. Combine that with a mint error, and you've got something truly extraordinary. So, what's the highest known value one of these Wyoming State Quarters can reach? What's the number that makes this coin not just a collector's item but a potential life changer? Well, brace yourself, because a rare, error-filled, high-grade 2007 Wyoming Quarter has been valued and sold for as much as $73,000. Yes, you heard that right, $73,000 for a single quarter. Just imagine how many of these have passed through your hands without you ever realizing their potential worth. That's why coin collecting is so thrilling. It's a hunt, a puzzle, and sometimes a golden opportunity all rolled into one. So, take a moment and dig through your change jar, your coin collection, or that drawer full of old currency. Look closely at any 2007 Wyoming quarters you find. Check for oddities, missing parts of the design, or unusual colors or textures. You never know, you could be staring at one of the rarest state quarters out there. Top for we're diving into a coin that's part of one of the most ambitious U.S. coin programs ever created, the 2002 Ohio State Quarter. You've probably seen one of these quarters in your pocket change, or maybe even have one tucked away in your coin jar. But what if I told you that one rare version of this quarter could be worth a jaw-dropping amount of money? Yes, we're going to reveal just how much this coin could be worth. And trust me, it's not just pocket change. But before we talk numbers, let's dig into what makes this coin so special and why collectors are keeping a sharp eye out for this state quarter in particular. The Ohio State Quarter was released in 2002 as the 17th coin in the 50 State Quarters program, which ran from 1999 through 2008. Each coin celebrated a different U.S. state with a custom reverse design reflecting that state's heritage, history, or unique identity. Ohio's coin proudly features a tribute to its contributions to aviation and space exploration. That's right. Ohio is known as the birthplace of aviation pioneers, and the coin celebrates this by featuring an astronaut in full gear and a vintage biplane, the famous Wright Flyer, soaring through the air. The design ties together the legacy of the Wright brothers, who were born in Dayton, and Ohio's claim to numerous NASA astronauts, including John Glenn and Neil Armstrong. It's a striking design full of motion and meaning, a small silver canvas that tells the story of human ambition reaching for the skies. But as any serious coin collector will tell you, it's not just about the art. It's about the details, the errors, and the condition that turn a common coin into a rare and valuable treasure. Let's begin with the condition of the coin. If you have a 2002 Ohio quarter that's been passed around from hand to hand, chances are it's seen better days. These circulated coins typically show signs of wear, dull surfaces, faded images, and scratches. However, coins that have remained in uncirculated condition, especially those professionally graded as MS 65 or higher, can already be worth more than face value. Their crisp details, original mint luster, and flawless surfaces make them attractive to collectors who are always searching for the best preserved pieces. But what really takes this coin to the next level is when it comes with a minting error. That's where the magic happens. These are rare mistakes that occurred during the minting process, and while they're unintentional, they can make a coin incredibly valuable. The 2002 Ohio quarter has become a bit of a legend in the collector world because of a few unusual and dramatic errors that have surfaced. One of the most famous errors linked to this coin is the double die error. This happens when the coin design is struck twice by the die, but slightly misaligned, which results in a doubling effect. You'll typically notice this on the lettering, like the word Ohio, or around the outline of the astronaut or the airplane. To the naked eye, it might look like a shadow or a blur, but to a trained collector, it's a rare gem. Another type of valuable error is the off-center strike, where the design is visibly shifted on the coin, sometimes cutting off parts of the image or text. These coins are like puzzles. They look off, asymmetrical, and incomplete, and that's exactly what makes them so fascinating. The more severe the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin becomes. Let's not forget about clad layer errors, where one of the metal layers of the coin is missing. This exposes the copper core underneath, giving the coin a strange, reddish appearance or a rough texture that feels different from a normal quarter. These errors can occur on either side of the coin and are incredibly rare, especially when combined with a high-grade, uncirculated condition. Now, here's something even more thrilling. There are coins out there with multiple errors at once. Imagine a 2002 Ohio quarter that is both off-center and double-struck, or one with a missing clad layer and a die crack running across the surface. These types of coins are virtually one of a kind, and their value to collectors can be astonishing. Another angle to consider is the proof version of the coin. Proof coins are struck with specially polished dies and planchets, giving them a mirror-like surface and sharper details. These are usually minted in smaller quantities and sold to collectors directly. A proof version of the 2002 Ohio quarter in pristine condition is already valuable, but combine it with an error, and you've got something truly exceptional. So, how do you know if your coin is one of these special ones? First, take a close look. Use a magnifying glass if you have to. Examine the text, the images, the surface of the coin. Is anything doubled, off-center, or oddly colored? Are there marks or cracks that don't belong? If you spot anything strange or unique, it's worth getting it professionally evaluated by a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. And now, for the moment you've been waiting for, the value. Most Ohio quarters are worth exactly what they say, 25 cents. Some in perfect condition might bring in a few bucks. But when you find one with the right kind of rare mint error, especially in high-grade condition, you've got something truly special on your hands. And the most extraordinary of these rare Ohio quarters, one that featured a dramatic minting error and was preserved in uncirculated condition, was once sold for an eye-popping $70,000. That's right, $70,000 for a single coin that most people would overlook. It just goes to show that history, rarity, and condition can transform everyday pocket change into something absolutely priceless. So, the next time you find yourself sorting through your spare change or flipping through an old coin album, take a moment to look closely at that 2002 Ohio quarter. What might seem ordinary at first glance could be hiding a rare and valuable story, just waiting to be discovered. Top 5, we're diving into one of the most intriguing and historically rich coins in the America the Beautiful Quarters series, the 2017 Effigy Mounds Quarter. Now, don't let its modern mint date fool you. This coin has more than a few surprises hidden beneath its surface, and for the right collector, one rare version has sold for a price that will absolutely blow your mind. So grab your magnifying glass, settle in, and listen closely, because this is one coin you'll want to pay attention to. The 2017 Effigy Mounds Quarter is one of those coins that, at first glance, seems simple, elegant, even. But it holds a story that connects modern America to ancient civilizations and honors the cultural legacy of native peoples. This coin was the very first release of the America the Beautiful series in 2017 and commemorates Effigy Mounds National Monument in Iowa. This sacred site is home to over 200 prehistoric mounds built by Native American cultures, many shaped like animals such as birds and bears. These mounds are believed to be burial and ceremonial sites, and they offer a glimpse into the beliefs and artistry of a civilization that predates our country itself. The design on the quarter's reverse features a grouping of animal-shaped mounds, so simple, yet so symbolic. It's a quiet tribute to an ancient past that still speaks today. But aside from its cultural significance, this quarter has sparked major excitement among collectors, and for a very good reason. While millions of these quarters were minted for circulation, a very small number have shown incredible minting errors and unusual features that make them extremely rare. And as collectors know, rarity equals value. Let's start by looking at condition. A circulated Effigy Mounds quarter, one that's been in pockets, purses, and cash registers, is likely only worth its face value. But when a coin is found in uncirculated or mint state condition, that changes everything. Coins that are graded MS 65 or higher by a professional grading service are considered high-end collector pieces and can already fetch a premium on the market. But here's where things get exciting. A small number of 2017 Effigy Mounds quarters have surfaced with striking errors that were missed during quality control at the U.S. Mint. And these coins are the real stars of the show. One of the most valuable errors found in the Effigy Mounds quarter is the double die error. This occurs when the coin's design is accidentally struck more than once, but slightly out of alignment. On this quarter, the doubling is often seen on the lettering around the rim or in the details of the mounds themselves. That subtle doubling, almost like a shadow behind the letters, makes the coin extremely rare and extremely collectible. Then there's the off-center strike error, where the coin is struck slightly off alignment, causing the design to shift dramatically. Some of these Effigy Mounds quarters are missing part of the image altogether or show extra rim space on one side. The more off-center the strike, the more valuable the coin becomes, especially when it's still in pristine condition. Another incredible error found with this coin is the clad layer missing mistake. This error happens when one of the nickel layers on the outside of the coin fails to attach properly, exposing the copper core beneath. The result is a two-tone or discolored appearance that instantly catches the eye of an experienced collector. It might look strange or flawed to the average person, but in the coin world, it's pure gold, figuratively, of course. And here's the kicker. There are reports of some coins that exhibit multiple errors at once. That's right, a double die error and an off-center strike, or a missing clad layer and a die crack running across the coin's surface. These are the unicorns of coin collecting, the pieces that become the crown jewels of any serious collection. But even more than errors and grades, what gives this coin an edge is its uniqueness in history and theme. It's not just another coin with a mountain or a lighthouse. It's a tribute to ancient spiritual symbols, crafted into modern American currency. That kind of storytelling, that kind of emotion tied into metal, is what makes coin collecting so powerful. Now let's not forget about proof coins. These are special edition coins made for collectors, not for general circulation. They are struck using polished dies and blank planchets, producing mirror-like finishes and crisp, sharp details. If you have a proof version of the 2017 Effigy Mounts Quarter, especially a silver proof, it's already valuable. But imagine if that proof has a minting error? That's the type of coin that breaks records at auction. Now comes the moment you've been waiting for. Just how much could one of these rare, error-filled 2017 Effigy Mounts Quarters be worth? Believe it or not, one such coin, graded in superb condition and featuring a significant minting error, sold for an astonishing $67,000. Yes, you heard that right, $67,000. For a coin that many people might pass over without a second thought. That's the magic of numismatics, the thrill of finding value where others see none, the beauty of discovering treasure in the ordinary. So before you spin that quarter or toss it into your change jar, take a closer look. That 2017 Effigy Mounts Quarter in your hand might not just be change, it might be a piece of history, and if you're really lucky, it might just be a fortune waiting to be found. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the story and value of the Effigy Mounts Quarter, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss out on more hidden gems in your collection. Until next time, keep hunting, keep learning, and as always, happy collecting.